Alright, hello. Welcome in, chat. Guys, how's it been? Let me just boot up. Yeah, let me just get rid of some stuff here so that I can just boot up Nimbus Company. Last time was not really much interesting. Let me see here. Where's Steam? Steam. New identity, the old Thais identity. Contact details. Reflection Railway will open after completing chat. Next is okay, drive menu. As long as line 6 is active, it can be accessed by any time without spending any resources. Line 6 will close upon opening. Ooh, okay. Holy shit, you need a lot of requirements. About line 6. Clearing section will report. Okay. How things to keep track of? My god. Plus the whole dual team setup of needing 2 teams is gonna be very difficult. But let's see here. Let me just plug in my freaking charger. There it goes. While my phone's charging, I'll be able to go on with this. Okay. I'm excited for Othias, for Matthias Otis. to be in. Granted, I have not seen every single thing about her on her kit, and like I wanna see how it turns out, how it turned out. Line 5. I don't know what the hell is line 6, bruh. Wait, actually, I'm guessing. Wait, no. I'm guessing, yeah. That was already line 6 right there. And let's just go into. Yeah. Let's go into the event. So there's a Wayfarer company. Interesting. I'm only gonna be here for a little bit, so about it'll take 2 hours. Okay, relics and the sign. Relics and the sign. Alright, more voice acting is needed. I brought us to what looked like a research lab with cables, rows of screens, and diagrams full of complex symbols and shapes. I didn't know there was a place like this in the House of Spiders. Faust is a fort base constructed by Olympus Company following Operation Spiderfire. It does not exist prior to the house's fall. It is extended for additional backdoor investigation and research into irregular phenomena observed during the operation. Irregular phenomena? Oh yeah, should probably put in a tag. Voice. Yeah, voice acting. And example, research subjects such as spatial analysis of the correlation between the emergence of Sinner 11 sign and the manifestation of possible future. Oh. Looking around, I spotted Sinclair and a group of researchers surrounding him, the same people who had dragged him off earlier. They were accompanied by a gaggle of sinners who had tagged along to either watch the show or kill some time while they took a breather afterward. Hohenheim, how long will the examination take? With Sinclair's biometric assessment included, and the analyzer device should be available for the relic now, which means that it should be finished in an hour, for now, at the latest. The scabbard rattled again at the mention of an hour. I don't know why or how, but the way it swayed almost felt like a child trembling. It's moving again. Come along, Ryoshu. I expect you will want to witness the procedure. Fine. Ryoshu and Hohenheim headed off to the side. The examination was probably going to start immediately. Time to get to Sinclair then. Wait. I was making my way towards Sinclair, who was getting bombarded with questions, when an unexpected figure behind a pillar caught my eye. It was Vespa Crabro. With a big piece of paper covered in crooked handwriting taped on his back. Covered in crooked handwriting. Okay. Snack? Thief? Manager. Oh, snacks. Mr. Stringbean ate up all of them. Stringbean. Crazy. Sorry. But I think there's been some misunderstanding. Verk, kick his ass. Not only is Matter not worth pointing fingers over, but Charon also shares some of the responsibility for having them out on the table unattended. Still, I would prefer you exercise more care next time, or you'll put me in a tough spot. Understood. Karon. Karon, super sulky mode engaged. Not taking for a half a day. Not talking for a half a day. For half a day. Deploying super fast bitter candy. Beep beep. Mode disabled. I'm not sure if this is an appropriate request, but may I remove the paper from my back now? It's a little inconvenient for me. Karon forgives this time. Next time, no mercy. We should best make sure you make God. Let's make sure she doesn't listen to that radio channel again. Virgilius looked on with an inscrutable expression as Karen peeled the snack thief sign off Vespa's back. Make sure to remember this so I don't have to think I'm burning through what little candy chance I have left on such trivial nonsense. Thank you. Vespa gave a polite thanks, but he was already picking something off another plate and stuffing it into his mouth. Oh, wait a minute! I was saving that for later! I assumed you were being picky. Well now, you know. But yet I still see you gobbling up my share. Ugh. He took my snack too. Ferg! Kick his ass! Rodion... Dante. Rodion Romanovich. I am aware that half of the total snack budget allocated to each dinner is being funneled into your snacking expenses. And now, you're raiding the LCE supplies as well? Chill, that's totes being agreed upon, okay? Besides, that's that and this is this. Nice catch. The lines on Virgilius' brow looked deeper than usual today. Hoping to help him out of this endless cycle of snack-related headaches, and to satisfy my own nagging curiosity, I drew near our guide and broke his brooding silence with my TikToks. Did we learn anything about Sinclair's sign? Dante is inquiring about the outcome of the research on the sign. I've heard from the researchers, but nothing of particular significance came out of it. Observation of the sign has so far been limited to individuals, the manager and Sinclair, due to the limited accessibility to the phenomenon. The only variable information has so far been its existence. Researching that Observation of the sign has so far been limited to two individuals, the manager and Sinclair. Due to limited accessibility to the phenomenon, the only viable information has so far been its existence. Researching that which cannot be observed is bound to be difficult. Faust has a point. Aside from Sinclair, none of the listeners can actually see the sign. And the same would go for the researchers. Even Sonia said only a select few people could perceive it. If there were more individuals bearing signs, there would be a wider pool for comparative analysis of statistical samples to narrow down the scope. However, records indicate no suitable reference exists. At present, the research effort is limited to reducing variables such as whether or not the regular phenomena are tied to the location where the battle took place. by individuals bearing signs. Do you mean people like Damon and Sanson? Wait, then could those guys do what Sinclair did? Pull in some superpowered future self and just wreck everything? Even Sonia? I should step in and put an end to this subject before Rhodia gets the blues. I don't think so. From what Ishmael and Faust reported back then. Right, Sinclair from the future said each sign carries a different power, I think. Maybe you know those layers of light rings Damien used to finish off Cromer or Samson dragging us into his story. Those could be it. That does seem plausible. So none of that is information we can confirm yet. Correct. As you have stated, any discussion of this matter would not venture beyond the realm of wild speculation. Nothing has been proven yet. Ergo, fear would be an unnecessary response at present. Since at best grounded in superstition, but it would seem that the researchers are coaxing forth a hypothesis from the passages left in the ways of Sinclair's future self.
And that's that bit about a sun maybe being some singularity or whatever, yeah?
The precise precision of the hypothesis was that the precise precision of the hypothesis was that the fundamental price the precise precision of the hypothesis was that the fundamental principles of the sign working may be equivalent to those of singularities or relics, but as no actionable evidence was obtained from Sinclair, there is presently no means by which this hypothesis may be validated. I see. Then nothing came out of them dragging Sinclair off for that research. Oh, you thought I was being dragged off, but still let it happen anyway? No, I mean, I'm kidding. Just thought I'd try going along with the mood. The old Sinclair wouldn't have even thought to joke around like that. He's really changed lately for the better, I think. So, did anything happen that we should worry about? I stuck close to him just in case nothing serious came up. Just took some blood, a small skin sample. Oh, and they were also checking if the sign reacts to electrical stimulation. Yeah, and I had to fill out some questionnaires too. Things like, please describe what you remember from the battle exactly as it happened, or list the sensations you felt when you regained consciousness. And your memories of that moment have yet to return? No, I don't know if they'll ever come back. Actually, Faust said they only exist with my future self, so... Wait, but for my future self, to even have those memories, shouldn't I carry them in the first place? Which comes first? A paradox it would seem, in such a case. That Sinclair is merely one branch among many possible futures. In the future uncurls, if the future unfurls any boundaries, if the future unfurls into boundless branches by means of ceaseless bifurcation, then the body of information that constitutes a certain future would scatter into frames more fleeting than dust, to diminish, to ever reverse their course and trace their path back to that self that now exists. Is that the theory you suggested? Well, certainly. Not a possible interpretation.
Here you go again. More of that nonsense only you lot understand. Oi, memory or not, that future guy still came out of him, didn't he? Then some part of him got to be left in there somewhere, yeah? Like muscle memory or whatever. Perhaps he can still pull it off. Still pull off some of those tricks from back then. It's from back then. Heard you kicked off prop out there. Even pull out that trick you picked up from that placid old geezer, right? Not just that, he was using that Mang technique quite effortlessly too. What? That glowing rain thing? Yep. The glowing ring thing. He had two of them coiled around this weapon. I used the glowing ring thing? This is the first time I'm hearing anything about this. Alright, so what exactly is that glowing ring thing? Anyone? Maybe some technique that enhances physical capability? I mean, I guess that flashy aura that makes ya real tough's one part of it, but there's gotta be more, right? You know, could be a secret finger thing they pass down to their members. Technique gear, something like that. Look at it, that black Covey leader, like that lay hung prick. The nurse files we fought, whole lot of them finger, ain't they? The notion seems to unravel for even among the LCD. There are those who came to wield it. And Virgilius too. So what only the proper hard bastards can use it? Some posh top and trick, is it? Without anyone in particular prompting it, the sinners slowly turned their gaze toward Virgilius and Vespa. I only learned to wield it. I only learned to wield it from my team leader too. I have a sensory understanding of shit, but I can claim nothing too profound. However, what I can spare are some rumors, though they are all without proper sources. Rumors? They circulated among elite fixers and association leadership. That there exists a power called Shin capable of enhancing the body without having to pay expensive upkeep costs. A rumor among fixers? Say it thou? Yes. Even the technique to manifest it, how the tips really spread through her say. Oh yeah! Oh wait, I'm gonna try giving her a different accent. Fucking hell. I can't do female New York. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Wait, god. Oh yeah, that tracks. That super rookie column in the latest Mag bonus vid. Bro was really popping off with it. Straight up aura formed. Oh. Nah, they really did pull up. Director pulled out the actual dictionary for Kira's character. Damn, crazy dayo. Crazy dayo ne. Straight up aura font with a shiny mang wrapped around the weapon. It must be that mine eyes are yet to be privy to seeing such a ravel in the video. Wait, you serious? It's in the latest issue, literally on the video tape in the back. Maybe you missed it? Video tape? Alas, for many a week. Alas, for many a week have I been stranded from Methy, revealed me of a chance to read not only the prior chronicle, but the latest one as well. Hello. Hello, the middle team user here. Join the middle. Oh. Maybe if I get Ultius, I will join the middle. If I can get there, I will join the middle. 2413 Demon. Also, as a fellow middle enjoyer, man, how I love Shikardo. You meant autism? Yes, I meant autism. Ultius, autism. I just called the middle Ultius. Yeah. Can't wait to have the middle team done, up and running. But I'm not too sure which one should I go for, bleed or middle. It would be funny for... Yeah, it would be kind of funny. But then again, I can't push for it since there might be a a dumb Rodia up and coming for the nurse father. And also I wonder who would be the apprentice for Rodia. If it's Gregor, then that kind of does not make sense though, like. But anyway. Anyway, alas, for many a week have I been stranded from Methy, relieving me of a chance to read not only the prior chronicle, but the latest one as well. Woe is me! When I return, I shall feast through the night upon those noble exploits of adventure fixers. As Don Quixote drastically spiraled into a state of utter dejection, Otis cut into the conversation, her gaze narrowing with suspicion. God. Anyhow though, I'm guessing you were pulling for Ultius as well. Demon. And she's like the only one that you have left for the middle team, is what I'm guessing. Anyhow though, from what I recall, the method of Shin grants its users a high degree of physical enhancement. There's no such thing as reinforcement without supplies. No power of that magnitude comes without an equivalent cost to wield it. That power relies on That power relies on emotion and will for manifestation. Its output is not consistent, like prosthetics and augmentation. And depending on how it is used, the consequence it demands can reach levels comparable to the ego you use. You mean God again? You mean to Christ? You mean to say that it extracts a toll upon the mind? I can walk you through the fundamentals if you'd like. From what I have observed, it appeared to be a technique reserved for those considerable strength. At our current level, it is not unreasonable to assume we could make use of it. Regarding that, our team leader has been conducting intensive research, and according to her, physical strength itself has little bearing on one's ability to lean and wield Shin. As the yellow harpoon says, it is in essence a power that can be learned by almost anyone provided they know the proper method of training. Vespa's brows visibly twitched the moment Yellow Harpoon left Virgil's lips. Yeah, doesn't seem like he's a big fan of his own title, the Yellow Harpoon. Well, it fits, I think. He's got he's got those yellow stripes on his clothes, and he uses our harpoon too. Can he argue with that? If I were to exaggerate even thinner Yi Sang's pre-contract stuff could manage to learn it. Uh, but why must why must this self of mine be chosen as a point of comparison? Well, cause you're the wimpiest one here. Don't let it get to you. Uh, even so, it would be a mistake to assume it's a power anyone can grasp with ease. As long as you are bound by contract as sinners, your ability to wield it will be severely limited, unless you rely on particular identities or come upon an extraordinary circumstance. Shame that would have been useful. uh. Anyway. Hey! Hey then, what about me? Can I learn it too? Can I learn it too? Kira who had been Kira who had been fidgeting with her fingers raised an arm and asked as though she couldn't hold the question back any longer. Come to think of it, the male nurse father didn't use any Shinarmang. Papa never taught me how to Papa never taught me how to use it. He always said I could get strong without a stupid crutch like that. It wasn't that he didn't teach you. He couldn't. He was a man who probably had never once reflected upon his own sins. A piece of trash like him would be incapable of even comprehending such a power in the first place. Vespa's responses always come back dripping with venomous hatred whenever the conversation turns to the topic of the fingers. Kira must have noticed too, or perhaps she simply couldn't find the right words to push back. Either way, she held her tongue, her expression settling into a blend of frustration or something that looked a little too close to sadness. If you want to reduce it to a yes or no, then yes, you will be able to learn it with the odds in your favor. That is assuming that the company decides to tolerate your continued existence. I already said I get it. As it stands, you're nothing more than a pending case of disposal, closer to a threat than you are to an ally. Strictly speaking, don't get comfortable because the manager and the sinners treat you with lenience. Step out of line, and you will be the one who pays the price. There was nothing in what Virgilia said that I could argue with. Kira had been a member of the House of Spiders. She murdered scores of LCE researchers and left us with plenty of memories we'd rather not revisit. For now, we're just working together. Not contesting that position doesn't mean we have no hard feelings towards her. Leaving Kira alone with her thoughts, the sinners slipped back into their own business. Snacks, idle chatter, and conversation about whatever happened around LCE. I think I probably won't use Otis on my middle team. I'll definitely have to see what the HP conditional is for the flash flues. Oh, that's interesting. Also, hello Dasundo, how's it going? That's interesting.
I thought you probably would need Otais for the middle team to also work, considering that we have Hikarudo involved in Kira Ishmael, then the three middle people being Mersal, Don Quixote, and Sinclair.
the, the, the examination is concluded. I suppose it won't be an issue to let you hear the results together. And before we knew it, Hohenheim and Ryoshu returned. Because Middle Dawn and Middle Mersal don't have shield or healing, and I don't think they deserve getting murked. Okay, fair enough. I guess that would be kind of like a buff though. So a little bit of a buff for the middle team. As for the ring, not too sure. Ren Ketsuken. To present the conclusion first. No, the notion of the sword being a sentient one is incorrect. The locus of the will is not the blade. The locus of the will is not the blade, but the scabbard. An ego forged in a rather paradoxical nature. Yes, that would be the most appropriate description. A sentient not a sentient sword, huh? Ryoshu's grumpy dismissal made the scabbard quiver almost as if it had taken offense. Somehow, I felt like I could understand I felt I could understand what Hohenheim meant by will now. It was a reunion of sorts, one that gave both a tingle of sadness and hope. If the scabbard has its own will, does that mean the owner of that will can be resurrected? It is too premature to deliberate on the matter. The state of existence under question is not one that may be defined as that at the moment. I assume they ask whether it can be revived or brought back to life, so to speak. Even supposing that survival is a fixed variable and that the reconciliation of the original soul body falls within the realm of theoretical possibility, the possibility approaches zero given the limits of today's technology and conditions. We researchers are inclined to entertain infinitesimal chances, but in the terminology of the lay people like yourself, such a prospect would be labeled impossible, wouldn't it? There is no need to fixate on the possibilities of the present matter, Dante. Such matters are reserved for us scientists to hold on to. Right. But we may have uncovered a thread, something that could lead to restoring Shinizuo's memories. True, again, that too is merely a possibility. A far more practical avenue for you to pursue at the moment, nevertheless. And to that end, yes, further analysis on the scabbard itself would be necessary. Coordinate with Alan for your next duty. He should still be in the Ring Nurse Father's headquarters. That would be all. Hohenheim cut himself off there, clamping his mouth shut as if any further exchange might scatter and mess up the theories he'd entrusted in our conversation. Alright then, before we go, anyone wanna tag along? Munching on food, averting their gaze, the sinners were pretending they weren't interested at all. But going by the way their forks had long since stopped moving, it was pretty clear to me that they'd been intently listening in on our conversation. Where are we to go? Right, sorry. Forgot the rest of you weren't there with us earlier. Plus, Don Quixote, Ryoshu, and I have been checking where each backdoor leads. Oh, and Kira too. The pris the prisoner of war executive manager? Be talking about me? Yeah, I guess I'm working with them too, yeah? Best remember to tread carefully. Should you cause even the slightest harm to executive manager, you will be held accountable without exception. Yeah, sure, whatevs. Kira needled at Otis with a mocking pout, but oddly enough, she didn't appear particularly irritated. Anyway, I think it'd be better if we had a few more people just to be safe. One of the doors we went to earlier led straight to the rings corridor. That was a close call. Okay. Otis and Heathcliff's hands shot up the moment I finished speaking. I would very much like to accompany you, executive manager. I knew I could rely on you, Otis. Heh, your recognition of my loyalty honors me, executive manager. I, Otis, understand better than anyone your concern about the peril of working with a prisoner of war so liable to betray. You have your indispensable self-proceed with only a handful of soldiers under your command. This cannot stand. I'm afraid I won't be able to focus on other duties, but personally seeing to your safety. I get it, Otis. You made your point clear enough. No, not keen on how I just kneel over the moment you summoned me. Feels a bit torchy that better I stick by your side and scrap it out myself. You probably don't need me to come along then. I guess you can just summon the rest of us like you did earlier if shit hits the fan. A research yet unfinished holds my efforts. I shall join you once it has found closure. I don't think I can be much help whatever you're doing. I'll pass. I will follow if that is your order, manager. No, it's fine. Just get some rest. It'll probably be okay. I'll probably be okay. I can always summon them again if things get too dangerous. For now, I should go see Alan again. Oof. Venant? God, what is Venant? The father's nurse father, I'm guessing. I mean, at the same time, they are real shoes tutors, so it's not classified as a nurse father, as a representative. Oh no, Saru with a dog. Come on, bro. They were Tentarins, okay. Coolio. Big brain moment. Okay. Nice, okay, let's move on with this. It's solo, bro.
마침내
You've arrived. I was waiting for you. We sifted through and isolated the doors with the highest probability. We sifted through and isolated doors with the highest probability of leading into the rings gallery. The next step would be to enter the alternate door you mentioned. But hold up a sec. I was actually gatekeeping more stuff. Huh? Gatekeeping? Are you saying that Are you saying... Wait. Are you saying you have more to tell about Gates' doors? Yep. That door over there? Pretty sure it connects to Enclop's nest. I saw a being going in, all hyped about some canned whatever it was. And that wooden door with bandages wrapped around the handle, Papa would go in there to cross out vengeances. From what the book said, it's probably a turf protected by a thumb subsidiary or something. Okay. Unlike earlier, when she offered only vague snippets, even about just single door, Kira was now feeding Alan a stream of intel that seemed solid, even to someone as clueless about the back door as me. She's far more cooperative than I anticipated, even after that Alan character roughed her up from what I hear. Yeah, you'd think she'd climb up out of spite. I wonder if she'd change her mind about cooperating with us. Nevertheless, we mustn't let our guard down, Executive Manager. There's no telling what she'll turn on us. Freaking... I can literally hear everything you're saying, you know. Alright, then. Based on the intel... Alright then. Based on the intel, please proceed by investigating the safest doors first. As for the high-risk ones, I'll continue checking and let you know which ones you need to enter. Alan tinkered with the devices around him and flashed a couple of doors with blue light. Guessing that means we start with those. Where do you guys want to go first? They all look about the same. Just start with the closest one. Well, Alan did say these are the safest ones, so it shouldn't matter which one. Just as I reached for the nearest door, as Heathcliff told me, Ryoshu suddenly weirded me off, stopping in front of another that stood a few steps apart. This door. It feels familiar. You recognize that door? I think I passed through it a few times when I was little. Hardly had Ryoshu stopped speaking when a fragmented memory painted over in parts slipped into my mind. Sorry. Oh Christ, oh no, the music. My god. Okay. Sorry, it hurt a lot, didn't it? I should have finished my homework faster. Oh, I know. Let's go for a walk. But I don't recall much about it. That memory just now. Could it be tied to Araya? Let's start with that door. Okay, this one, yeah? Here we go. Impatient as ever, Heathcliff shoved the door open and showed in first. Rest was followed, pulling Kira and the other sinners. And this place is... Judging by its state, it seemed to be a welfare facility located within the nest, most likely as a park. Every soul walking here is dragging some animal along. Means they've got money to burn. Proper rich lot, this place. The past Ryoshu mentioned in her memory, and the sight of people fussing over their pets. The pieces clicked together, and I voiced the other memory I saw back at the House of Spiders. Did you ever come here with a puppy named Taru? Yeah, I remember that. Not a puppy though. Saru was a bit bigger by then. Sorry, it hurt a lot, didn't it? I should have finished my homework faster. Oh, bro, sorry. Man, why isn't she getting any better? I gave her lots to eat. Oh, I know. Wanna go for walkies? You love walkies, don't you, Saru? There's there's this workshop Dad always visits. The door there is connected up to a park. We can go. We can go right now. Hmm. Real. Hmm. Ryoshi's childhood memory burned childhood memory burned bright in my vision before passing. That was her as a kid. Oh, verily, such gentleness doth seem most unlike thee, young Ryoshu. A clock. A clock. Who said you could show them my memories willy-nilly? No, no, come on, you know it's not something I can control. Psst. Good God. Back in the House of Spiders, I was the only one who could see the vision of Ryoshi's past. This time though, her memory seemed to manifest for everyone around just like what we experienced in H-Corp with Honglu. Which probably means why you all staring at me? That's so random. What the hell? Did you not see that just now? See what? See what? You guys zoning out together? Guess it doesn't apply to Kira. Then again, unlike how it was between Dayu and Honglu, Kira doesn't have any direct connection to Ryoshu. I guess it makes sense. Was that adorable hound thy companion of old, young Ryoshu? Indeed, my one and only best friend, and because of that, Saru would be locked away in the vault every time I had to depart on an assignment with a spiral driven through her. The first ever leash. Looking back, it might have been a kinder fate had she died sooner. Who inflict such cruelty upon a voiceless animal? How can such wickedness be born? What happened to Saru in the end? She died before her time. I don't recall why, but there was this day when Saru wouldn't stop whimpering in pain, and I shut myself in my room crying. You were? Not someone else? Who else? Of course it was me. Even after witnessing the fragment of memory, Heathcliff looked utterly unconvinced. And while I was grieving, he also offered a solution. Said he would give me a gift the next day, and what I received was something he called the beast bone blade, a tanto that would whine and yelp in Saru's voice with every swing. Ew, no way! I always knew there was something creepy about. There was something creepy with Robo Onk. So that's how he killed your dog, huh? No, he didn't kill Saru. That Tanto was alive. Did you just say alive? Oh yeah. I want not that psycho. Her eyes were embedded in it like adornments, and they'd stare at me in accusation. The tiny heart beat as though it was quaking with fear. It was a horrible sight, and I felt pity. So I shortened what remained of her time with my own hands. What got me thinking after hearing all that? Why do you still mess with that odd thing then? Let's be honest. After seeing something like that, you'd want to steer it well clear, yeah? Right? Those things he called art artworks is so cursed. Straight straight up nightmare fuel. Like I haven't really checked out the daring artworks outside Alpina and her Nosferatu. So maybe I'm just a noob when it comes to all that. But yeah, this stuff never gave me any art vibes for real. I thought the same. Well, I was terrified at first, yet as I learned more, there were some facets that suit my taste. Though fitness appeal in those grotesque creations? From what you've told me about Callisto, it looked like he failed to stick to his own advice. But there's something he always used to say. Art is wholly subjective, and thus one must never expect the understanding of others. The uncanny, gosh, the uncanny, the uncanny, the horrible. That there's a beauty that lies in the grotesqueness of it all. I'd say I quite get it, but if you say so, nah. But bloody hell, how do you, how do how do you end up getting used to that kind of thing? Why why do you need to understand? You're not an artist. I got used to it, but that bastard Callisto's installation artworks caught artworks cause night terrors and nightmares for the, sc- the, sc- the scabbard moved and the scabbard moved and Ryoshu came to a pause. It trembled, but there was at but it trembled, but there was at once a strange liveliness to it, as though it quivered between fear and anticipation. Night terrors, crime from nightmares, the house of spiders. There was actually someone who got scared of ring stuff back in your day? I need to check something. We've seen enough here. Let's go back. Let's. Nothing else worth checking around here anyway. With the inspection complete, we quickly followed Ryochu back. She's she's she stood in front of the artworks, covered in sheets of cloth, lost in thought. Right here, there used to be a huge artwork displayed here. I don't know what kind of impulse struck him, but the bastard went out. But 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 the bastard went out. Okay, Christ. But the bastard went about fussing, saying he needed practice so he wouldn't lose his touch. Mommy, what's wrong? Over there. Thought I told you to keep. Thought I told you to keep the exhibition in your to keep the exhibition in your room. Ah, you've returned, Yoshide. I decided to attempt installation art of a somewhat larger scale this time, but I ran out of space in my gallery. Mommy, mommy, people were screaming. Dearest Yoshide, Araya has reached an age where she may be introduced into the world of aesthetics. Surely this wouldn't be a problem? It would. You liking it, and me acquiring the taste doesn't mean Araya will. Okay, I can't even do a proper crying voice. Jumble yo. Speaky. the speaky voice. The other Korean gacha game with the meme. Mm. Let's get you back to your. Let's get you back to our room. I was hugging something in my arms. I was crying. Sorrow? No. Too big to be sorrow. The laced. Nice. The laced memories can never be made whole, no matter how many times, no matter how many fragments are glued together. We could tell Ryoshu everything we knew about Araya, but it never truly reached her. I see. This hollow void. This must be Araya. The sensation and emotion for what's been until begin to entangle with Ryoshi's memories, and that makes it possible for us to reminisce about Araya together. The soft rattle Araya gave seemed to show how pleased she was with this small step. Alright, time to check out the next door. We entered several more back doors that Alan pointed out, but unfortunately none of the places we ended up at stirred Ryoshi's memories any further. Pretty much not in there, not in here. I think we're done. What the? How'd they get in there? Oh, fuck off. What the hell? Alright, bro. Startled, Kira pointed ahead, where figures wearing animal masks were howling what looked like massive lumps of flesh hidden behind a tent of sorts. Those ring assailants from before? Didn't thou not say thou has sealed that door earlier? How then do these villains come to stand before us once more? They probably infiltrated via an entirely separate route under the back door. As you can see, their objective appears to be the retrieval of the ring nurse father's artifacts. Get on with it! We need to move as many pieces as we can before we pull out. Wait. But I thought Robo was washed. That's crazy. Wow. The slang is going hard with Kira. I love it. I love this, bro. Holy shit, that's crazy. Robo Uncle washed. Damn. That's insane, bruh. PM is actually using the Gen Z slang. That's crazy. When are they gonna put in the mog? When are they gonna like put in mogging as a term? Holy shit. I'm gonna die if they fucking say 6'7", bro. If Kira says 6'7", I swear to God, bro, I'm out of here. Gosh, it's so brain rotted. The word, but anyway. Wait, but I thought Robo-Unk was washed. He's got so many fanboys and fangirls here. Huh. Does his artwork possess value in and of itself, or is it just a case of posthumous premium of that effect? Think about it. Some Some of the pieces have already been taken. Of course, they are of little value to both our companies. Watching them sweating and struggling to drag those mediocre pieces with them pretty funny. But imagining how those pieces will be labeled with some pathetic notion of heritage connected to my name on their description plaques, pretty unsavory. They may be occupied with transporting those objects for now, but they will likely soon find cause to harm the Wayfarer and LCE personnel stationed here, except the manager. It would be prudent to eliminate them without delay, considering the ring's reputation. Otis is right. Better to wipe them out before they try anything stupid. Guys, looks like we've got another job to do. Lend me a hand. The radio didn't buzz with the sinner's replies this time, but it should be fine. That's crazy. They're using it. Man. Alright, Ryoshu.
영감이 떠올랐어.
Hopefully they won't die in that one turn some shit. At least like yeah, at least
닭돌주 다음은 시계의 고통과 함께 살 200
they survive 3 turns. Which I hope.
이제 어떡하지 같은 시시한 말은 하지마. 당신을 죽여라 절규하는 내 모든 시간들의 아우성이. 해야 할 일은 밭돌뿐이지 않나?
Oh wow. Kira, Ishmael, and Kira on the same team. Lamal, okay.
누가 화났을 땐 이렇게 숨소리도 내지 말고 숨어 있어야 해.
She's so broken for this.
아이씨, 짜증나게. 본인은 최선을 다했다고. 바이올렛 브레이크 슬랩!
숨막히도록 견뎌왔고 절박하게 갈망했으니 헤아릴 수 없이 저주했으니
Goddamn.
닭돌주 다음은 시계의 고통과 함께 살 200 그려낸 내 그럼 안녕 몰아치는 저지란 몸
우와, 지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 공원에 같았어.
That's fucking weak as hell.
짜증나게.
알고 있었지. 예측은 의미 없다는 걸. 마침내 끊어낸다.
이 정도쯤은 레이저
닭, 돌, 죽. 다음은 시계의 고통과 함께 그려낸 이유. 낮도 밤도 지나 숨이 타기로 배우네. 이제 신 수에선 벗어났나? 배우는
지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며 많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가 그 중에서 가장 멋진 곳에 나를 데려갈 수 있게.
With this, with the, hmm, with this, the last of the Ring's infiltrators have been eradicated. Is that all of them? Ryoshu kept glancing around as if searching for someone, but fortunately no other Ring members were in sight. Right, but where the hell were those lot coming from anyway? When just the first wave had me. When just the first wave had more of the sorts lagging it from the back like they'd been lurking somewhere else. According to the tracking logs recorded by the surveillance devices installed here, they appear to have crossed over from another corridor. Another corridor? What precisely does the destination under the corridor refer to? The room resembling a shopping mall, the one filled with batches of toys on display. Your company, if I recall correctly, designed it as the corridor of the middle nurse father. Oh, I suggest we relocate there. Your assigned tasks here have been wrapped up. Oh, and before we set off, do you have any information to share in advance? We are planning to compile a comprehensive encyclopedia cataloging the notable characteristics of these corridors and all of their connected see. Your cooperation will be most appreciated. Hira seemed to hesitate, gnawing at her nails as if she were going through an inner struggle. Before long, however, she snapped out of it, like she'd locked in on a decision. Sure, I got stuff to tell you, like hella stuff. Some parts are kind of fuzzy, not gonna lie, but I can still recall like 20 places clear enough. I mean, it was home for me and Papa, so I got nothing. I never once regarded that fucker's room as a home, and my memories of it all fragments at best. The scabbard gave a gave a faint restless stir. Perhaps it wanted to comfort Ryoshu. In the only way it could. And accompanied by its tremors, we began our move toward the corridor of the middle. Excuse me. Anyway, though, 9.5. Okay, I'm gonna try a different team this time. Is there a Tremor song? I feel like there's no Tremor song anywhere. Why the fuck are you here? Charge, nothing in charge. Eh. Doesn't matter as much.
의로움을 세우기 위해
흑수.
보는 눈은
명을 받듭니다.
잠깐. 이번 임무는 내가 나갈게. 괜찮지?
Just for extra, and then
가보실까?
the heck? They swiped everything that wasn't nailed down, huh? Fret not! I aspirated half of thy worldly possessions, articulate fixtures, figurines, video game cartridges. I'm not talking about my toy box, okay? I had hella many of them anyway. My TV's gone. The couch too. As Kira said, only conspicuous empty space was left where the television and family couch set used to be. Oh, those? Yeah. Oh, those. LCE researchers hold them away. From the sounds of it, they're going to set them up in their staff lounge. As for the leather and the ornaments, they said they'll be selling them off. Yeah. Otis seemed to note something. The moment she caught Kira's wistful look, corners of her lips curled into a faint smile as she spoke with faint nonchalance. Who knows? With a sufficient cooperation, perhaps they'd
they'd become more receptive to the idea of returning those items. Assuming much? I never said I wanted them back. Anyway, I'll tell you all about what I know. So come this way if you want it. If you want in. These two doors here made from paper and wood. They connect to S Corp. And that one reinforced with seal. That one leads to V Corp. Back streets where having lived here and made frequent use of the doors herself, Kira was clearly the right person for the job of identifying where each door Wayfair company had asked us to explore led. Directed by Kira and accompanied by Alan, we checked the doors one by one. Good work. All data seemed to match. Thank you for cooperation. Until there was just one back door left to open. I know this isn't anything new, but I gotta say, these back doors are just too bloody convenient. The portals too. It ain't doing anything shady like the warp bridge either, is it? Yours is as simple as turning the knob and entering it. Seems to me you'll outpace your business rival in no time. I'm a bit hard pressed to agree with the too convenient sentiment when it comes to using backdoors and portals, but since your intent was to claim Wayfair's superiority over the current W Corp, I'll take it as a compliment. Did I say something wrong? Every technology comes with a cost, Heathcliff. Aptly said. While this has been a workday relatively free of casualties thanks to the quality information you have provided, you understand that Wayfair Company's primary services include pathfinding, path security, and path maintenance. Each of those services is fraught with life-threatening dangers for our employees. Some never return after embark on a pathfinding journey. Some are killed while battling monstrous entities whose exact natures haven't even confirmed yet. That appear in the limited space between packs. It also costs a pretty penny to keep the secured path well secure. I'd say our operating cost is on the rather steep side, especially considering that we are also trying to prevent our rivals from taking this corner of the market. Thinking back, I don't think I've ever seen Alan enter a door to a new location with sound was off. It must be one of his precautions just in case. Maybe his dry smile and unsettling lack of reaction writing are hints that he's simply seen too much to be faced by most horrors. Still, our work's getting considerably easier for this job thanks to the help from everyone here. I'll say this partnership is working much better than I expected. Very well then, let's take a look at the last door. It's a door Papa used to walk through all the time. I followed Kira into the door. In the second door, I crossed over the threshold. A breeze carrying an oddly familiar salty smell trickled the tip of my nose. One of my clock hands. This one connects to somewhere in the general Great Lake area, it seems. Welcome to U Corp. Welcome to U Corp's giant Stingray port ship. Stingray Stingray, huh? Why does that ring a bell? Hang on a minute. Is that place in it? Porsche that has salon do multipliers, the private hair salon. Heathcliff chimed in with a shudder as though the sheer weight behind his words terrified him. Ooh! Ooh! Doubt it signified then that we shall finally be made audience to young Heathcliff and his hairdo most luscious? Oh! What about that luscious nonsense, lass? What encouraged me now when you were so cavalier about blasting my villainous ass back at the lake? Indeed, alas, 'tis true that punishment brought upon our merry band had severely outweighed the crime. When thou wilt not agree, young Heathcliff, that to put the coupons to use would remedy thine pain a smidge? Ah, bugger it! I ain't even got anyone to spruce up. I ain't got anyone to spruce up for anymore. Sweet. Then can I use them? We were regulars at that malicious place, Papa and me. Papa would ask the middle fam for a favor, and he'd bring loads of coupons back home. They give away a hair coupon every 10 visits you see. So what am I even yapping about? All excited. Kira, who seemed ready to launch into a cheerful rant, came to an abrupt pause like a bike tripping over a ledge. Her lids fell as she lowered her gaze and scuffed a pebble away. Looking back, yes, Papa did have a care for me. So why? But it's also true these guys went out of their way to get me out there, even though they didn't know me so well. Why is it gotta be so complicated? But Matthias gave you that unaesthetic bullcrap. The heck's a PC. Bowl cut. Bro, listen. Like I said, that's not how you shorten these things. For some reason, Ryoshu seemed almost gleeful to hear Kira correcting her acronym. It was reminiscent of that self-satisfied look she'd get after confusing us. She'd get after confusing us with these acronyms, especially during the early days of our bus journey. Thinking back, ever since Sinclair's translations, because translations became reliable, though reliable enough. The sinners had less reason to voice their frustrations with Yoshi's acronyms, which in turn gave her fewer causes to snicker about. I'm not sure why, but something tells me that she might be making her acronyms ridiculously uncomprehensible on purpose. If your conjecture is correct, Executive Manager, she has one tasteless sense of humor. From what I recall, the toys and games he was into were pretty retro. Must have been annoying to play along at first, but the more I played along, the more I got into it. Still corny and juvenile as shit though. I ought to have that conflict with Dee. Trifling and apothecarial they may be, yet they are all compared to peer hinderwards at the interest of the family. Yeah, I want to know what Papa was into to really get what he was talking about. Besides, I need to know these things if I wanted to chat him up and talk about a mutual subject. So he'd tell me about you all the time. Yoshidi, proud shit. Not a day went by without him saying stuff like, Yoshidi learned this in 2 days, or yo, this was Yoshidi's fave, you know? Too bad. Too bad I wasn't here to tell you that his words weren't worth shit. I once thought of him the same as you do now. A good man, at least among nurse fathers, caring enough to bring me gifts. But one day I realized that he'd never understand the things I really cared about, even if his life had depended on it. One day, thou sayest, pray tell, was there aught that had changed thy perception of that man? That I don't remember when or why, just that it happened. Wait, I might know this. Wasn't it something that happened at school? Papa told me that things started getting awkward between you and him ever since you quit school. Bullshit. I've never been to school. I've never been to school. I'd never even thought of wanting to go to school. Matthias must have been talking out of his ass again. Huh? No way, bro. No way, bro. I even saw a clip of it. What? Papa showed me that video when he was teaching me how to use these doors. I even saw baby you going, I'm off to school, Dad, in that video, so I'm pretty dang sure. But I don't. As Kira went on, Ryoshi's confidence from her initial retort seemed to slip away. I couldn't blame her. So much of her memory had been mutilated. Ryoshi didn't sound like she was denying it out of hand, though she seemed to mean it when she said she'd never been to school and had never even wanted to. And I want to glimpse that the fragment of her memory that made her say that. The moment I willed it, a scene from her past suddenly flashed across my eyes. Oy, very well, Yoshide. I will register you in an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. There is an a subsidiary of the Ring Academy. You sure it was a school, not like an art academy or something like it? Chance, it may be an academy, not a school. Wait, that kind of makes more sense. Yeah, must have been an academy, not a school. Academy of Art. Hush. Ryoshu muttered a few. Ryoshu muttered a few words as though they were pieces of a puzzle she was assembling. Then, after a brief moment, she turned toward me with an astounded scoff and a look of mild irritation. Clock. You deserve a smack. Then lightly smacked me upside the head with her scabbard. What was that for? This memory sucks. Clock. I would
choice. I would have been just fine without it. But at least I got to remember the incident that changed my perspective on Mateus. Dad! Dad! How do... Dad, how do I go to the school? School, Yoshide? Well, I don't see why you would. I don't see why you would wish, let alone need to go to such an institution. When we nurse fathers are here to provide you with all the education required, you would later find our unique style of homeschooling to have been more enlightening than charging to any of the next formulaic educational systems. But Dad, I saw him in a picture book, and I don't have any friends here. Oh, Rian is pointless. But it is true that there are qualities that can be learned only through group erudition that engenders competition. Very well, Yoshide. I would rather see you in an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. Really? I intend to send it to an academy as part of my educational curriculum. There is an Academy of Arts subsidiary of the Ring. Companionship with other talented children of approximately her age will nourish the spirit of inspiration that will guide Yoshide's growth. The prescript proves. But Callisto, I'll tell you now that you might be making a mistake. And how are you so certain of that? You elaborate if you can, and puppet up the prescripts by whom every aspect of existence is articulated. What do you even know of choice? Or of what is right or wrong? And off they went. Perhaps a little more situational awareness would have prevented what is to come. Callisto had found me a rather decent academy. The artworks that used to scare me when I was alone weren't so bad when I was with other kids. No, that's not quite it. It'd be more accurate to say that I started to understand people's perspective on beauty. Of course I would when all we ever did was nod along to the lectures and spout purple prose, all the while making pincushions out of people's bodies like it was nothing. Our lesson today will focus on corporate techniques. Now take a look at the diagram here. Then the mag is before you. Weave the blood cells in the same pattern as the diagram, and I don't know why we're even learning about corporate stuff in this day and age. Right. I don't get what the point of this slog is. Dyeing and shaping blood vessels to make a color that a drop of ink can do better. I read that in a book. I'm more excited to learn about Cupid's technique than this crap. Honestly, why is this washed up movement even a part of a curriculum? It's just boring, shallow core stuff. No, it's gory, but it's boring and shallow only because you guys are bad at it. What?
What? Oh, you mad cause your daddy's a lame corporist? Oh, oh, is he? No wonder his stuff is just as. Ow. I was. I was taught that people who say bad things about my family deserve to get their butt kicked. Them bad mouthing Kelso wasn't actually what set me off. I didn't have any special reverence or attachment to family like Mateus did either. It's just what I was taught to dislike, that's all. Just one of those tantrums kids. Just one of those tantrums kids of that age have. Kids be kids and all that. I'm home, Dad. Hey, buddy, you're home. You're home early, huh, man? Must have been playing rough today, huh? You got dust all over. got into a fight. A fight? Yeah. They keep saying dumb things about class stuff, so I smashed them. What about you? Didn't hit you anywhere, did they, buddy? On my cheek. On my cheek. But it's okay. Cause I punched them this many more times. Did I do good? That's my girl. Dad? Where are you going? Oh, you know, just got some business to take care of. Why don't you sit tight and work on a coloring book? Daddy will come back home. He'll be home before you know it. Okay. Is it bro business? No, it's family business. I ain't seeing what's so bad about taking care of your own. Them snolls didn't learn respect unless you beat him into it. Beat him into it. Hello, silly Gorpo. Hello, welcome to stream. If only he'd been a simple-minded fool like you, then the story would have ended right there with a pat on my head. What? Papa, I mean, the middle doesn't stop there. It never does. You hurt a member of the family, it automatically gets you written into the book. Yeah, and he did what he did in the end. Oh my god! Huh? Oh hell no, bro! What is this, Mateus, bro? Is that the teacher? Crazy Dayo. Made an example, that's sad. Brother. No, it was a grade 1. Crazy. The whitehead, so to speak. That's the nickname. Or maybe the headless white. Cause damn, he just ripped it right off. My god. Oof. Anyhow. You Yoshide, is class starting already? My diligent little girl. Wonder who she takes after. Dad? I know. I said I'll be back before you know it. But I got a bit lost trying to find my way through the Ringbasters' tricky mazes. You know how they are. Oh yeah. And there are so many sniffing brats here. Well, as for their crimes, they slapped my buddy's face hard enough to leave a mark. That's an arm for you. As for the instructors, well, anyone agree that they did one sorry job of keeping these sites under control. In that case, pursuant to Title 2, Section 52 of the book, execution by beheading, they clearly don't got much use for what sits in their shoulders, eh? How do you like it, buddy? Papa's the best, ain't he? How dare he? How dare he? Such insensitive barbarian, uncultured, uncivilized animal.
Bro, unsealed for that. Yep. Just for that, bro. That's crazy.
Do not be discouraged, dear Yoshide. I have eyed out yet another academy worthy of your talents. It is a much more significant and prestigious institution this time. I assure you, even an intemperable berserker like Messias won't dare force his way to such a place as he did the previous academy.
No one. I don't want Yoshide. I don't want to go to the academy. I don't want to go. I don't need friends anyway. For all his posturing, nothing that was ever important to me felt anything from Mr. Matthias. He took a lot away from me just to feel good about himself. So, I hoped he, more than anyone, would never find out about the things I held dear, because I was afraid he would take them away from me like he did the others. But he'd always catch on faster than he had any right to. Every contract that took me away from the House of Spiders made me tremble in anxiety, because I was worried about I don't remember what, but I do know that I could never stop thinking about my room. So, whatever occupied the room in my absence must have been the most precious thing to me in the world. The scabbard, which had been stirring lightly as Ryoshu recounted her past, soon began to rattle audibly. It's doing that thing again. Ryoshu patted the scabbard with a gentle, reassuring hand. The scabbard that was once a Raya, a memory without attachment. It appeared to me almost as though she was pacifying a crying child. Seeing that gesture, Heathcliff briefly cast a sullen yet faintly expectant gaze between Ryoshu's scabbard and my advice. He must be thinking back to his last conversation with Catherine. But Catherine's existence, unlike Araya's, was erased by the golden pot itself. I doubt this device could do anything for Heathcliff at this point. Gorpal, are you gonna try and roll for Matthias Otis? Or are you gonna save up? Because I'm gonna try and save up for Matthias Otis. Considering that it is an Otis ID and looks pretty cool to have her out. But nonetheless. Anyway. Anyhow though. From everything we know, the Ringer's father seems to have been the least awful parental figure in your childhood. Huh? Yeah. Didn't know that Robo-Ong was such a radical guy. He sent you to an academy like you want, and even got angry on your behalf. Oh. Hazy memories, almost forgot to mention. A few days after that, Crystal left a snowman by my pillow as a gift. It was made of heads. Heads? Yes. Decapitated heads from the incident at the academy. Put together into a sculpture. Looking back, it was one sorry excuse for an art. He's sorely mistaken if he thought some low effort bullshit like that could make me feel better. Of course, bad odds the details, lass. Well, with that covered, do you guys wanna head back? Hang on! What's up? You gonna get that luscious treatment before heading back? Sorry! You! That be it? Look there! Those blokes walking out of the salon! Office ain't they? They found us! It would not be to find a field branch of the rings art movements in different districts of the city, especially that of the father's skill. However, various evidence such as these masks and the fact that our group has immediately drawn their attention suggests that they are in the same pack as the one making regular incursions into the House of Spiders. This is LCB speaking to Team Winter Island, requesting immediate comment of lockdown sequence. Copy that. Then why don't we? Holy shit! Holy shit! Guys, stop! Oh yeah! What? Don't you know where you are? You're smack dab in the middle. Protected turf. Cause a scene, and bros and sisters of the mill will be here any second. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a problem. We've already drawn the ring's unwanted attention. We certainly don't want the mill coming after us. Yes, to the House of Spiders too. Sounds like you've got a GM. Talk. Ever played whack-a-mole? Like what? Like why give ourselves a countdown? Let's head back to the door now and beat up whoever thinks it's a great idea to walk into the door. She puts forth a sound strategy, Sector Manager. As long as there is no high-ranking officer among them, it would be our benefit. Well then, let's do as Kira says. That was quick. Alan blinked, shooting us a puzzled look as our entire squad came pouring through the door, long before he finished the lockdown sequence. Due to newly emergent complications past the door, we have concluded that this location is up to a point to intercept and engage infiltrators from the ring. This location, you say? Ah, wait. That door leads to a zone under a syndicate or wing protection, doesn't it? Right? Better idea to fight here then. Happy to work with someone quick on the update.
It wasn't long before the Favis began rushing in through the open door. I didn't want to summon them while they were relaxing, but well, it can't be helped. And I summoned the sinners back to work. My God, bro. Though somewhat unstable, the manager can remotely command and communicate with every sinner. Bryce. Easy clap.
숨통 끊기. 무사석을 인생의 어중간한 연민이 이런 불필요한 고통을 가져오는 거야. 목숨을 거두려 했다면 머리를 베었어야지. 불쌍하게 울고 좀. 제 행. 그렇다면 무상이다.
Nothing there with this. Oh.
우와, 지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 공원에 같았어. 엄마는 무기라면 뭐든 잘 다뤘어. 그중 제일 뛰어난 게 언니.
모분조토. 역시 모가지를 분질러야 조용해지는군. 저 도야지 같은 새끼들은.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
확실할 테지. 와르르 무너지는군.
저것들 전부 녹여서 썰어버려도 상관없지? 아이씨, 짜증나게. 어? 자신만만하게 달려가더니 등자감이었던 거야?
와르르 무너지는군. 바꿀 수 없는 상황을 탓하는 것만큼 무의미한 일은 없다. 그러니 CCBB는 더 안에서 배틀로얄로 가리는 게 좋겠군.
불가 위야 막아내자.
가치 없군. 죽어.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
와르르 무너지는군. 와르르 무너지는군. 고, 언, 올. 하지만 슬슬 물리는군. 근처에 융수염이라는 군 거를 파는 곳 있나? 있군. 그럼 오늘 림컨버
또 한 줄 길을 남겼군. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면 홍호는 그제야 알게 되겠지. 이 홍루가
Let me see here. Okay, right. Alright. Okay. Okay. And okay. Okay. And that about wraps it and that about wraps up the Mills corridor. Thanks to you, folks, we managed to cut the door cataloging workplace by 8%. I really appreciate everyone going the extra mile to check each and every door too. Made my life a whole lot easier. It's all thanks to the manager's excellent strategization. Next up, the Tom's corridor. But we actually found a lot of intel lying around there, so we just need you to check some of the doors in the basement. Intel. The manager expressed interest in the aforementioned intel. That. In the Tom's corridor, we came across a bundle of papers detailing the comings and goings of the Tom's 8 members and the orders they were carrying. Whoever wrote the logs have been digitally keeping them updated. The last entry was written not so long ago, while the contents of the notes weren't all that interesting. They helped us get an idea of where each door that corridor leads to. Valentina's shitty scrap papers. She'd been keeping up with that useless shit this whole time, huh? With this whole time? Huh. Useless shit. Remnants of her desperate search for a thread to cling to. You found one of her backup ticket boards. I've marked any doors that need work with a drone. There should be about 3 or 4 of them. While you guys do that, I've got some leftover work to take care of over here, so I've been noticing this throughout our interactions. But whenever anything relevant to his work comes up, came up, Alan seemed to have a way of unhearing and maneuvering right past, though he didn't even register what I said. Recalling our conversation with Kisera back at B Corp, a deeply uncurious indifference might just be one of the essential personality traits to go on as a cooperative employee in the city. Understood. We will explore the areas past the marked doors. Right here. It's done. Well done. With Alan returning to where the other very fair company employees were huddled around, we decided to follow the corridor. There's someone in there. More of the ring, maybe. Going by Solwitz. They're unlikely to be members of the ring. Come on, lady. Get out of my way so I can see. Huh? It's the detective. It's a detective. Some stubby guy. I don't know, and that annoyingly airy dude. Sounds like Moses, Gregor, and Honglu, respectively. The trio's conversation grew clearer the closer I approached them. You okay, fella? You bumped your head earlier. Fine as a fiddle. It was just a minor fall. This is the third time it's occurred. We ought to discuss this issue. We ought to discuss this issue with the manager once this consultation is over. I think I'm seeing a bump on the side of Hong Lu's head. Anyway, you know what to do, right? If at any moment you see signs of, don't worry, Gregor. You made it. You made it through the explanation and the footage both. You're going to be fine again. I believe in you. Look at you now. We're right where it happened, but your arm is stable. See? Ironically, fear ends to grow more mitigated when it is seen. I understand what you might be worried about, but I don't see even the earliest potence of it. So don't hesitate to share the unfiltered thoughts that arise while you're here. I know what I saw in the footage, but I'm still having a hard time believing it. Or I don't know. Maybe just avoiding the truth when staring me right in the face. My case is nothing like Don Quixote's. She just needs to keep her shoes on. It's all good, and and dandy for her, isn't it? Things don't work out that way for me. Whatever they're talking about sounds like hella deep, guys. You sure about eavesdropping on him like this? That kid is always weirdly cagey about himself. Maybe now's our chance to learn more about him. He's sharing such an IS about himself for once. Why walk away? Don Quixote gives a nonsensical interpretation of Ryoshu's acronym, as Kira rolls her eyes out of exasperation. Between the bickering sinners and Kira, however, Otis stands in silence, an inscrutable look on her face. She is listening to the exchange between Moses and Gregor, like a woman possessed. Okay, let's keep listening then. Otis was right. Otis was right, damn it. She was right all along. The war isn't over. It never was. And it can't ever be over as long as this fucking joke of a gift stays attached to my arm. Barbed words. Now, let's revisit a question you couldn't answer while the footage was playing. Hopefully it's become easier to answer now. You've been using that arm to fight just fine so far, huh? How? I don't mind fighting hostiles fighting hostiles or enemies. I'm not the kind of person who worries about people trying to kill me. But killing my comrades, that changes things, doesn't it? I can't even control it. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do to even brace for it. It's unstoppable, like some kind of time bomb counting down to unleash a disease you never know. You never know when its symptoms will set off. Even Heathcliff, who was always the first to step up when people began to spiral into self-hatred, of self-hatred. Stood in conflicted silence, his lips drawing a hard sight line. Besides, Gregor wasn't wrong in that at present there wasn't any way to stop his transformation should it occur again. We've 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 still got a good chunk of the journey left, and eventually we'll have to no no n- no matter what lurks in the part no matter what lurks in the past of us sinners, even if they have killed hundreds, thousands, no tens of thousands of innocent people, will you still embrace them? Well, eventually have to confront an even darker, bleaker truth of the war. Can I really trust Gregor not to crumble under that inevitable pressure? I see. You're afraid you'll end up hurting us. Well, that's at first I thought. I couldn't give a hoot whether or not I accidentally murdered some of you. It's a bit saddening to hear that. You know how it is, Ongdu. You know how it is, Ongdu. We, the bus team, didn't exactly get off to a rocking good start. But through our journey, I began to think of you all as my comrades, and I was okay with that because I had too much faith in my own weakness. When I realized that I'd grown so weak that I couldn't even take down some factory thug with this arm, I was relieved. Imagine that same arm, my arm, a weapon that stabbed the heart out of countless people during this war. I'll be honest, when that Hohenheim fellow said that I wasn't said that I was an exception, the thought alone made me hope. Exception, a potential to be harmless, weaker than even a non-combatant like Isang. It made me hope for a life that didn't sound so bad. Well, all I know how that went through didn't we well we all know how that went through, don't we? Blew up in the worst possible way. And after all that, I just couldn't bring myself to fight again because I no longer know when this fear would eat me up again, because I'm constantly afraid of this damn gift manifesting again. The same fear you've carried all this time. How do you endure it before? Badly, barely, holding on to the idea that the living's gotta live on and nothing else. This really brings me back years. The memories are so clear. It's unlike they all happened yesterday. But best you kick me off the bus before push comes to. That can't be the answer, Gregor. You can walk away, but the danger of our journey won't leave with you. Dante and the rest of us will still be facing an endless repeat of peril, and it's not like leaving the bus will bring peace to your heart. Our deaths can be reversed should an incident occur, even if it comes at a cost of Dante's suffering. The same can't be said for most people in the city. Now that's something I never expected to hear from you. I guess you're right. If we're seeing this truth to any kind of end, this would be the place to do so. Not many places in the city have some warmth to them like this one does. Boy, this conversation thing is pretty embarrassing. I mean, I sound like I was forced to go through some things surprising at your Songlu. Truth be told, I'm not some special case. Everyone who participated in that war must have gone through more or less the same experience. It's most Otis and even Valentina, that piece of work. We can't attach a number of our misfortunes as if they are something to be measured. When I fled from my past, I tried my hardest to avert my eyes from it. But you, Gregor, you're not like me. You're a few steps the distance. That distant view from the past. You'd come to a pause to spare a look toward the path you have walked. All those years I let slip by, all those that slipped. You are you by sift you by are dotted with phantoms of suffering that are both inevitable and beyond measure. Different experiences, different pain. Still, if there's one thing common to everyone, is that trauma leaves after effects that linger for a long time. What are yours? I dislike loud noises and people who talk too much. They sound too much like the Gasphony of the war, like screaming comrades who resent me even as they lay dying, and the wounds they left in my heart let me dry. Hello, Albina. Hello, Albina. Welcome in. Welcome into the stream. How's it going? Alright. But I thought you were fond of Miss Ezra, Miss Moses. I've talked too much. That aside, haven't you heard your fill? Might as well come out from that corner you're hiding in. Aw, man, they knew we've been dropping ease this whole time. I was actually waiting for just the right time to come out and say a few words, but I couldn't find an appropriate moment to. Well, I would have had to share this the manager, but or the rest of you fellas later. So I really don't mind, but what's she doing here? Temporary ally? No, temporary accompaniment. Don't be an asshole. I'm working my ass off to help you guys. Oof, oof. Please make your acquaintances. You're right on time. I've been working on a theory, but I don't have all the clues to be absolutely certain. A word from someone in the know may immensely improve my confidence in the theory. Kira, do you know which door the Thompson's father was most attached to? Huh? No. Duh. That's supposed to be obvious. Didn't you guys all see her? You think it just shut up a scary lady like that? Dude, she was beating the the shit out of Lucio every time I saw them together. Oh yeah, he went down fighting you guys to the end, huh? Yeah, said Sal about your generosity and all that, and faltered to the end. Damn, that's unexpected. Being real for a sec here, I thought he was totally gonna swap sides. Really? Alright. And why is that? You know the vibes you guys don't know, cause you haven't seen him long without a scare lady after looming over him. What's up? What's up? Gonna stab her right in the spine? You. Look, I think you might be trained wrong, cause like you're not improving as much as you should from all that grind. Let me show you what I learned about sword swings from this comic book. That is not how my master has trusted me. The textbook cannot be permitted to have even a single deviation if it means to repay the debt it owes her. Why are you so obsessed with all that crap anyway? You don't even like that old lady. But you're not so different from me in that regard, are you? Bro, the heck you talking about? I love my papa. Seriously, I thought things were gonna crash and burn before Yoshida even came home. Huh. Suppose textbook and I had that in common. If this one doesn't know, let me redirect the question toward you, Shinra Hiroshu. Hopefully, this touches upon one of your more intact memories. Do you know which of these doors the Tamra's father showed particular attachment to, or the door she used most often? Why ask me? Fine. Yes, I do remember. Don't even check. Don't even need Clock's Hub to piece back together. Is that one? The door with metal pieces. Holy shit! I almost die out there. Son of a bitch. A fucking fly. Where did those G-Corp fucks even drag those gross pets from? Mom, are you okay? Do I look okay to you, Ticket? Not really. Huh, I'm fine. You know, I don't break easy. You should have been there to see me tear the head off that G-Corp vermin, Ticket. But Mom, you're next really a lot. Here comes another mission. Boy, they really can't do shit without me. Oh, so much for a break. The fuck is this? Bandages for you? Is this kid serious? They've got truckloads of expensive treatment on the ready to patch me up the moment I get back to the field. Okay, never mind that. Hey, this works. Sit tight and don't start any trouble. I'll teach you some sword techniques once I'm back. Must have been her years in the smoke war. Yeah, fighting in the war took a lot out of her and left her perpetually exhausted. But she marched to every battle with a smile. Stop drinking, stop beating me too. Like a blissful idiot forgot that she was still neck deep in inescapable pit called the House Spiders. Well, the ironic peace didn't last. Sometime after the war ended, someone she called the
consigliere of the tub visited the house spiders as tutor, and that's when she went right back to drinking herself into a shit-faced super day after day. The beatings returned, so and so and so did the edge of enterprises. It was pathetic. Hold on. What? Hold on. Why though? Sure, I was on losing side, but wasn't Vashina on the winning side? A warrior at that? Ever heard of the regulation that prevents Smoke Corp participants from moving into I Corp or K Corp nests? The common thread between these post-war rules is that they make the lives of veterans difficult. Dubious rules that don't discriminate between winners and losers. I see. There must have been things going on behind the scenes there too. What doesn't that mean that backdoor that'll drop us in a trench they dug during the war? Yes, and Gregor will be the one to open it. Wait, me? Yes, others can do it for you, but what would be the point? You sure this won't end up giving him more nightmares? I don't see how this helps him in any way. We do not have any means to treat whether it is that some slumbers within his arm. However, I would surmise that the underlying cause of his sudden transformation wasn't the arm itself. Then what? It's trauma. His arm took control after his psyche was crushed by the weight of unspeakable memories coming from the past to haunt him. It's not because the arm went berserk that he started reliving his painful past. It's the other way around. Is that so? If you can come to understand that the war is really over, and that what people say, no matter how closely they echo in the past, is not necessarily aimed at you, then you may be able to loosen your grip on the fear and anxiety that your arm could metamorphosize at any moment. While her suggestion may seem blunt, it is one of the basic treatment principles of M-Corp's psychotherapy centers. Fine then. Guess I'll open it up. Gregor walked up to the door, grabbed his handle, then paused, taking slow, deep breaths. And with one arm, he gently opened the door. Why are you running? You should be taking the lead in front of the lines with RG Corps banner held nigh. I don't wanna die. It's nice to have a place to go back to. Alright, happy 15th wait. But you can't simply have the cheek to call me cruel. You G-Corp pests. We're far more messed up than I ever was. Ripping people apart, cannibalizing them. You were nothing but a swarm of fucked up monsters. I thought I'd woken up from the dream, but it was still. Christ, that goes hard. Alright. Yeah, let me check how much do I have left. I still don't know how much. Yeah, where am I now?
Memories. Okay. But let me check. Okay, I'm gonna have to head off now. Since I did say I was gonna be here for only 2 hours. It already has passed about 30 minutes. I'm gonna be off. And I might be back, yeah, next week or something. For more Olympus Company. But other than that, see you all next time. Honestly, it has been fun. I've been like fine for everyone joining the stream. Thank you so much for joining in, but now I have to head off. I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe, wear your seatbelt, and always stay cultured. Thank you guys for joining in the stream, and take care. Bye.